of it.
Of media day for the NBA Finals.
Succeed, and then other guys being in the right place at the right time, going up in the right place to be the right balance for that. So everything just seemed like it was, the stars were aligned.
I'm sure winning helps, but
Game one was really what you start out on the road. What's it take to come in an atmosphere like this?
Well, it's going to be, the game one is kind of like a fill-out game. Neither team played at full strength against each other this year, and it's a different look for each team. So, it's kind of going to be, a lot of wild punches thrown and guys trying to figure out where to find their rhythm, their groove, and it's going to be a lot of energy in this building. So, just understanding the patience it's going to take, but also at the same time the crazy extra effort, and it just it might be a little messy, clumsy, but just getting through all that and not letting the moment take too much control of you, and just trying to settle in as best as possible.
The fifth NBA Finals completely dominance of the NBA. At this level, do you still see fear?
Well, you got to add appropriate fear. We always say that, respecting your opponent, understanding what you're going up against. There's two teams here, and both of them deserve it, and they did the right things. And more than just talent, having the effort, chemistry, camaraderie. That team, we really respect them, and they got some players who can. Arguably the best in the league, and they put that work in, and they're coming out without fear. We know the preparation that they put in to try to come in and prove everybody wrong, because everybody's, counting them out as if we just win and we just go out and the game's over. Teams really believe in themselves, and we got to be ready for the challenge.
You see, from the first championship to this year, do you still have the same passion of coming to the first game of the finals?
Well, I think you try to have a good balance. Trying to use your adrenaline to your advantage. The first one, or the first two, you're overexcited and you got a little bit of nerves. But then the more and more you go, you can't get too comfortable. So you got to try to find the right balance to go into the game one. Well, he's kind of got a different game than anybody. He's very unique with his strength, with his quickness, being able to explode to the basket, but also being a threat from the perimeter. So he's pretty much got it all. I guess trying to throw him off balance. Belichick always says, try to make guys play with their left hand, and it sounds easier than it actually is, but with him just making them make tough plays, put them in tough situations, and that's easier said than done too. He's more of a quiet guy, so doesn't get as much talk about him as he should. These are situations that he prepares himself for, is to let his game do the talking, and we got to be ready for the challenge. I don't know if I would all the way agree with that. It's starting to kind of trend against us, where guys are kind of afraid to come because of the expectations and kind of the media challenge of coming here and having to deal with so much. But we've done a good job of setting the right culture, and the guys who come here really enjoy it. And once they get here, they realize, there's nothing else like this. So, we're going to continue to try to live by our values and keep the culture, where we placed it, and try to maintain our success that we've had on the court.
And yourself and Draymond, elite defenders who you can show to Kawhi. What kind of advantage is that going to be in trying to keep him in control?
Well, you're going to try to use that as best possible, but the thing about their team is, he's able to make his teammates or put them in a position to have some success as well. You saw that throughout a couple of their series. They're throwing two at him, but he's able to make plays out of it, and they got other guys who can make you pay. So different looks, I guess studies will show that different looks, will be in your favor. So we got to be ready to throw the whole kitchen at it.
How would you compare Kawhi and Draymond as defenders?
Very tough defenders, very fierce, really aggressive, and I think they use their length to their advantage. Both have really long arms. I don't think you see too many guys being able to block jump shots and three-pointers, and both of those guys tend to be the two best at that in the league. Slowly but surely, I think one of the guys said it, you just block it all out and you try to go out and play, and everybody's dealing with something, and each game you're going to get nicked and bruised up. It's just a battle of wills and trying to get through it in the next however long 7 games are.
What's it going to take?
Well, I think with our team, we're always on our road shows or kind of like circuses, and we've kind of seen it all. So, different type of people deal with it different ways. Some guys embrace it and like interactions, and other guys, really don't even see it. So, I think, we've been through a lot of different scenarios, and we've seen a lot of things going back to guys' hometowns, playing where they used to play, and security on different floors, as if there would be deaths around a basketball game. So I think we've seen a little bit more serious than that. So it'll be fun.
Andre, what's it going to take to hold out for about Kevin in this series, given that?
Yeah, we've been able to get by, but I think it hasn't been as clear that he's really needed. We were down 17 our last 3 games, and we just kind of pieced it together little by little, and snuck a few games out. And no one's talking about that because we got the win. So we're going to continue to have to scratch and claw our way through wins until he's able to get back. They do really well with their speed. No one really talks about. They got some deers out there galloping up and down the floor effortlessly, and not just their starting 5, but their bench is just as fast. And you got to really be in position to retreat and get back on defense on makes and misses, and hopefully not as many turnovers. We'll see. This is our 5th year at it, going late to the season, so just making sure we keep our poise, and I think for us it's try to enjoy the moment. Yeah, it's interesting. I've been around you guys a lot, so you still can't figure out my sarcastic humor.
A little bit of the team seeing, you maximize so much of this, but there's some point to the cover and end, and you guys kind of see that you need to maximize it while you're doing it.
Well, I think that's everybody. No matter if they're here 3 or 4 years in the league or 15 years in the league, you try to maximize every moment in the NBA, and you hear that from rookie transition program. You don't know your window of opportunity, and you got to make the most of it. On the court, it's the same exact way. You got to make the most of your moments, and I think that should be the goal for every player, to maximize your career.
Last question, please.
Biggest hurdle?
Mentally having the wherewithal to get through all the noise, get through all the ups and downs of the season, through the crazy road trips, through the circus that we have to go through, being the the marquee team as far as viewers in the NBA and being the most loved and the most hated team. So just mentally having awareness that it's just basketball, but at the same time, handling business while you're on the court.
Thanks, Andre. Make sure you guys all mention it, Club, the sixth man.
I think you and I are good to hang. It's just kind of practice.